You are live.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to
Good
order.
afternoon.
I'd like to call to order to the Property Committee meeting for the Alabama State University. Mr. President, would you give the invocation, please?
Sure. May we bow? Oh, gracious Lord, thank you for your many blessings that you bestowed on each of us. We thank you for the hedge that you put around Alabama State University and all of our scholars. We ask that you come into this meeting and give us the wisdom and the foresight into moving Alabama State University forward. We ask these and many other blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Mr. President, would you establish a quorum, please?
Sure. Chairman Gore,
Here.
Trustee Fleming,
Here.
Trustee Lumsey, Trustee Means, Trustee Singleton. You have
Here.
You have a quorum. Sure.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as written.
So
So-
moved.
I give a second.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Mr. President, roll call vote.
Chairman Gore,
Yes.
Trustee Fleming,
Yes.
Trustee Lumsey, Trustee Means, Trustee Singleton.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now entertain a motion of adoption of the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Roll call vote, Mr. President.
Chairman Gore, Trustee
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Trustee Lumsey, Trustee Means, Trustee Singleton.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this particular time, the Property Committee has no action items. However, we will get an update from Mr. Dotson as far as the new housing that is going up and also deferred maintenance and any other items he would like to discuss. Also, I know that Trustee McCord had a question. I don't know if she is on, but I think it will be covered during Mr. Dotson's presentation. Mr. Dotson, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, committee members, President Ross. You should have received a synopsis in your packet, and I'll just kind of go over those items, just highlighting some of what we're doing. I think the biggest excitement is with the apartment complexes. As you can see in my synopsis, both Forest Avenue and University Drive, we're completing the above ceiling inspections. Once those are present, well, those are approved, then that means that the contractor can start on the infrastructure on the inside of the building, walls, sheetrock, those types of things. So you're moving forward at that point. We had this week bricks actually going up, and it looks really, really nice. Again, I can say that we're on time, we're on schedule, and we're on budget at this point. And that time is substantial completion is expected for December for University Drive and March for Forest Avenue. Now, again, I want to be clear, substantial completion means that's the time that we actually have the inspection and we take over. Should there be any punch lists, the contractor would have 30 days in which to complete those. So we could not occupy the building until after that. So if I'm saying substantial completion in December, that means we possibly wouldn't get the building until late January. Okay, so it's clarity on that as far as having the buildings to our turned over to us at this point. It's looking really well. Everything is kind of just moving as it should, and we're monitoring everything at this point. No real big issues with the apartments. As it relates to the master plan, it is going along extremely well. We're in the process of collecting data to identify the university systems and a campus analysis and the building conditions. We're expecting that data to be presented to us within the coming weeks. And then from that point, we begin to go ahead and identify what we have already. And then as we begin to grow, what do we do at that point? Interesting as well is that we're also including properties that we would be interested in having for us to grow in this master plan. So we'll set a map, if you will, for properties we'll need to acquire as we move forward with our master plan for the next 10 years. As it relates to capital projects, Beverly Hills Phase 1, which will be our new health center, As I say, we're awaiting substantial completion. The holdup there is getting the elevator certified. We're kind of going back and forth because the first and second floors will not be completed, so the elevator will not be utilized. However, the state is wanting a certification on that elevator, and of course, the new codes on the HVAC systems, having alarms in those systems, which is required by the new code. Those are the two things that are holding us up at this point. But I do anticipate before the month is out, we should be moving forward because we're moving good on that from my last OAC meeting. Mechanical engineering, phase 1 is completed with furniture ready for move-in. Phase 2, which is the building next to it with the old warehouse, which will be their lab spaces, that's in design and looking really well at this point. GW Trenum, the building itself, with new sheetrock, flooring. We're awaiting new student desks because over the timeline of the building was unoccupied offline. There was mold on desks and those types of things. So we had to clear all those out and bring in new student desks. And so we're currently completing with that, waiting on the desks to arrive, and then the students can actually begin. That building will go back online. Subsequently, we'll be working with the auditorium. This will be in conjunction with a grant on the academic side, a historical grant on the academic side, coupled with some monies from the general fund. That renovation will be about $1 million, where you'll see new seating, new flooring, sheetrock, and enhancements to the stage area as well, and a new HVAC system in the auditorium, which is the Thelma Glass Auditorium. So that is in design. We met this week on that particular project, so it's in design, and we'll be ready to move forward on that. Friendship Manor is moving on extremely well. That will be offices and conference rooms and new parking, what we'll put over there. That is in the project. You can see the sign up, and they're actually working on that as well. So that's in place and in movement. Telebody Fine Arts addition. We're waiting. We just submitted the design. That will be an addition, a dance studio addition on the rear side of Telebody, in between Telebody Music and Telebody Fine Arts. We do have a rendering of that particular building, what it will look like. But again, it's an additional dance studio for the Fine Arts division, if you will. The P&O lab re-roofing, we did have our pre-construction meeting on that particular project yesterday. We'll be waiting to give a notice to proceed to that contractor, where we'll put a new roof on the P&O lab. And in that particular bid, we also have roof repairs to the nest and to the football complex, where we have some roof repairs needed there. In addition to that, the tennis court, we're putting some lighting upgrades, and that contract has been let. So that work is getting ready to begin. The Abernathy Hall re-roofing project, which is a major project coming in at about $1.5 million. That has been bidded. We've selected a contractor, and we're ready for our pre-construction meeting to get that particular project underway. Joanne Robinson, we had listed that Joanne Robinson and Abercrombie HVAC replacements, where we would actually put them on the chill water system rather than the window units that are in both of those dorms. However, unfortunately, the pricing was quite a bit more than we had anticipated. And in saying that, the quotes I had were probably 2023. I expected some increase due to escalation and code changes, but the new figure came in almost 1.1 million more than what we had projected. So with that, we're only going to do Joanne Robinson at this time. They will come back and do Abercrombie. But again, that's taking them off the window units and putting chill water. It's chiller, so it makes a more efficient air system, air and cooling in that particular building. Council Hall first floor and second floor renovations. We're going to do some upgrades in the hallway of Council Hall to enhance it a bit more, to give it more of an administrative look than a classroom look, because it is a classroom building, quote unquote. And so we want to give it a more administrative look when you come into that building. So those drawings are being designed, and we're moving forward on that. On the on-campus YMCA, we've begun the demolition piece. We've identified the location. We've begun the demolition. In that particular partnership, ASU will actually do all demolition and give them a shell in which to work with. Then they will go ahead and design and put things in place at that point, build out as they would have it fit. So that partnership is moving forward, and we're hoping to have that in place really soon. Additional parking on South Jackson and Elmwood. Those of you that have been in Montgomery, you've seen where we cleaned off everything I guess, which is right across from the Tullibody Fine Arts. We've cleared off all that brush with property we own to put additional parking. I am going back and forth with the city on drainage to make sure that the drainage is correct where we're doing that, because there is some questions in that. So we're working through that piece, and so that's been some of the holdup there. But it is cleared off, and students are usually not utilizing it, but it's just red dirt right now. McGinty Apartments, we're going to do some renovations on A and B for this summer. Due to the fact that we did demolish Cynthia Alexander, which is where our student leaders resided during the year. So in order to ensure that they have, the accommodations that we'd expect for our student leaders, we're going to renovate A and B and have those ready for them for the upcoming school year. And finally, we've just about completed the demolishing of properties on Carter Hill Road from Sanford to that block from Sanford to West Haven. That's totally been demolished. We're finishing up on that, as well as the property on Decatur Street at Decatur and Kramer. This gives us additional properties for our further expansion. And other than that, we're still I'm actually in the process of negotiating on on the acquisition of additional properties. At this point, I won't indicate where they are at this point, but we're still talking as far as seeing if it would be feasible for the university to move forward, and I can present those to the president. And other than that, we're preparing for another successful summer turnover. And that kind of ends my report, Chairman Gore. I'll entertain any questions.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dotson. We really appreciate the update. As you know, and as other folks should know, deferred maintenance is constantly ongoing. And maintenance is an issue in itself. And hopefully we can catch up one day with what we're doing. But Mr. Dotson and his crew are doing a great job and continue to do that great job. As far as committee members, do you have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Trustee Singleton?
Yes, Mr. Dotson, coming this fall, how many beds are we actually looking at on campus?
Ooh, that's probably be better addressed by housing. We don't anticipate any rooms being offline. We didn't have any this past year, so we don't anticipate any being offline. But again, the number of beds, that would probably be a housing question that they can give you a more definitive answer.
So in all of our dorms, could we say that all of our HAVCs and all working those that we're going to be occupying in?
Yes, sir. They all work. Now you do have issues where they will go out and we'll make repairs, but we ensure that everything is operable. Okay.
And second question is, where's the YMCA going to be located?
In the shopping center on the old shopping center at the corner of Harris Way and Carter Hill Road, where currently I think we had communications and softball and baseball offices, that particular area. And we already have where the old bookstore was located, we have mechanical engineering. Then that other wing would be the new YMCA.
So in that MOU you have with them, are students and the public open to this YMCA? Is it open to students and the public?
Yes, sir. That's my understanding.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other committee members? Trustee McCord, I think Mr. Dotson answered your question. Is that correct? Well, she sent me a text that he did.
Let me, if I may, Chairman Gore.
Sure.
If I may add, you indicated maintenance is ongoing. So, and again, I want us to kind of understand, even though we've done a yeoman's job here and adding up, doing buildings assessment for the master plan, campus master plan, we still have counted up a total of 51 million in deferred maintenance that we still can address. Even though we've taken a big bite out of it, and we do continually. But again, there's still about $51 million worth of deferred maintenance when you talk about roofs, when you talk about walls, when you talk about building skin, HVAC system, mechanicals, just to say that, okay, we're running as we should.
I appreciate that. And what individuals need to understand is that this just didn't happen overnight. This is from years and years of neglect and not performing maintenance as should have been performed. Mr. President, comments?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. And just to follow up to Trustee Singleton's question, the relationship with the YMCA and Alabama State is expansive because it will be open to the students as well as the public, but it also offers an opportunity for the students on campus to run that facility. And so they will be working in conjunction with our athletics, with any of the programs on campus to help staff that YMCA on campus. The other thing that I wanted to mention was VP Dodson, if you could just give us a brief update on the 32 Commerce.
Yes, sir. I actually met with ADN where we're working on that. They've selected an architect and a general contractor. I think at this point they're to get back with us. They were working with their legal on the bid process. Would they have to do the competitive bid? And then I also reminded them that they also need to check with legal because with us being a governmental entity, would you have to have DCM inspections and DCM approval on your project? So they're going to be working on those, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. But I think at this point they've selected an architect, and that's moving forward. Go ahead and design. They're going to have the 4th and 5th floors is what they're going to work on at this point. So that's all lined up and ready to go.
Okay. And for Mr. Chairman, and for the sake of those who are new to the board, that's our 32 Commerce property that's located in downtown Montgomery, Old South Trust Bank. We occupy 2 of those floors in that 5-floor building, which includes the basement, with our continuing education. And so thanks to the work of Trustee Senator, but now Trustee Senator Singleton and the partnership, we've partnered with the Alabama Digital Network and Apple to build out several of those floors in on Commerce, 32 Commerce. And so that's what he's speaking of. And so we're in the design phase. And of course, the legislature appropriated money for that build out to occur. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Dodson, for an excellent job.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is there any other issues that we need to cover?
Chairman Gore,
Time. Yes.
I have a comment. I just want to again extend my sincere appreciation to VP Dodson for his outstanding work and dedication to all that he has to do with property matters. If it wasn't for you, I don't know what we would do, but I just want you to know how much I appreciate all the work
Thank you.
and dedication.
The team thanks you.
Yeah, once again, Mr. Dodson, for you and your section, thank you very much for sometimes a thankless job because everyone will defer payments to maintenance to take care of something else. And it's not an easy job maintaining these old buildings and making sure that we satisfy the most important assets that we have, and those are the students. And if the parents don't see progress, the students won't be coming. So we really appreciate everything that you do and that you have done for us. At this particular time, if there are no other comments, questions, I will entertain a motion to adjourn at the call of the chair.
So move.
Second?
Second,
Been properly moved in second. Roll call vote, Mr. President.
Chairman Gore,
Yes.
Trustee Fleming,
yes.
Umsey, Means, Trustee Singleton.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you all for attending.
Thank you.